So that was a unexpected break in the second part of the video. My husband and my son came home earlier than expected, but they've gone back outside for a few minutes so I can finish sharing with you my journey. So what I was talking about was my reflection on what it means for me to consume certain energies, mainly on the television, and how it kind of clashes with what the work I was doing and it continues to do in terms of consumption. So Queen Afua speaks about how healing our wombs, or just your body in general, cannot fully be achieved. Now, this is her personal opinion. Cannot fully be achieved if you continue to consume bad energy, not just bad food, but also bad relationships. Not just romantic relationships, but relationships with friends that are exhausting, friends that exploit you or seem kind of parasitic, and consuming gossip, consuming television. Most television is, in her opinion, bad energy. I know there are channels on television that do convey a lot of good energy and good information that is helpful for the mind. But you know, if I want to really start understanding true liberation, and I am aware that everything I put in my body, that I consume, not just food but also in my mind, is constantly developing my consciousness one way or another, then I have to think very deeply about what I'm actually reading and what I'm actually looking in terms of the television, what I'm listening to on the radio. How does this rewire my brain? How does this actually cause me to think more clearly or not think more clearly about my own problems and my own suffering and the suffering of the world? So I just wanted to leave people with these things to think about. And I know it's hard. I know I also would go and not just consume television, but when I would consume as a person who was very much into going shopping at the malls, you know, consuming materials that literally were made by hands that also are part of a system of suffering. So this is me reflecting on my own positional privilege as an American and somebody who had never been in a situation of exploitation. Well, I've been exploited, but exploitation like someone who makes products for the American consumer. Let's say a lot of people in the global south, let's say Mexico, workers. There are certain parts of the world where people are slaves still to make a lot of the things that people in America consume to display what they think is freedom or liberation. So, you know, here I am going to the malls and, you know, look at me, I'm free, I'm independent, I have my own job. I can now display that freedom and my sense of liberation by going and buying items that actually were made by a 6-year-old enslaved child, or going and buying, you know, confections that have sugar that was harvested by nearly enslaved peoples. A lot of people don't know that cane sugar workers are heavily exploited, and yes, they're mostly brown and black. You know, buying a lot of clothes that were made through bad energy. A lot of the cotton that you buy is actually made by enslaved people or nearly enslaved people. A lot of women in India. Uzbekistan, apparently their entire economy really relies on the cotton industry, and a lot, I'm talking a lot of children are exploited, enslaved to harvest cotton, the fabric of our life. So what does it mean for me to be consuming these energies, literally through these clothes? And what does it mean about my own understanding of preventing suffering? You know, and it's hard when you're in this position where, like myself, I was born and raised in an area where I never got to see the suffering that went into what I consumed, not just the food, but what I put on my body. So these are the things I want to think about as I continue with my work. And I know it's hard when we're living in a first world country where by default you're benefiting from the exploitation of human beings and non-human animals. So it's hard. A lot of what we do is going to be contradictory, but we do the best we can. So these are the things I want to always think about consuming this energy. I want to try to consume as much positive energy as I can, and just reflect on everything I do as a consumer, because we live in a consumer capitalist economy, and unfortunately for the most part I have to use money to buy things that are often made in a way that I don't agree with, and it's hard. But I'm trying to get better ideas to not be part of it as much as I don't want to be a part of it. So I do a lot of shopping at Goodwill centers or secondhand clothing stores, try to make a lot of my own stuff, and just kind of go from there. So thank you for joining me for this particular video blog, and if you have any questions or concerns, you can email me, breezeharper@gmail.com, and I'm also available on Skype, which is Sista Vegan is my name. Pretty easy to remember. And I hope you have a really beautiful and blessed day, and yeah, that's about it. And I hope you enjoyed the beginning songs that I shared with you. So have a nice rest of the day.